Hello and welcome to Shawnee Mission North District Stadium in Mission, Kansas. Here for the first televised football game by the Shawnee Mission School District between the Shawnee Mission North Indians and the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. I'm Travis Calvin.
And I'm Scott Johnson. This football game is looking to be a really close grudge match of two teams that really haven't had the success that they've wanted to throughout the season. South coming in at 2-3, and the North Indians, the home team, coming in at 0-5, haven't quite won a game yet this season.
Yep, Shawnee Mission South is off on their 2 wins have been most of the time pretty close games. They are on a 2-game losing streak currently after losing to the Shawnee Mission East Lancers, losing that game by 6 points, and losing to the Olathe South Falcons by 14 points. Shawnee Mission Northwest is 0-5 on the year. That could partly be due. Their struggles could be partly due to a brand new coach that they have gotten. Scott?
Yeah, the North team brought in a new coach, Don Simmon from Chanute, Kansas. Won a state championship down there. Really great coach, fundamentally sound. I think he's really got this program heading in the right direction. But right now they're just kind of building the program, getting those underclassmen the experience that they need to build a future powerhouse.
A little bit of information about Shawnee Mission South. Their key player that you need to watch for is Rakeem Abdul. He's being recruited by many people this year, and he's a powerhouse on both offensive and defensive side of the ball. After returning a fumble for a touchdown against Shawnee Mission Northwest and rushing the ball for plenty of yards.
Yeah, both teams actually really like to keep the ball on the ground. Shawnee Mission North doing their running by committee. Jesse Patterson's going to get some runs. Dominique Snell's going to get some runs. Isaiah Shields going to get some carries. But like you were saying, Rakeem Abdul is really going to get the bulk of the carries for South. He's just a monster out on the football field, both sides of the ball.
Yep, we're closing in on kickoff here. Shawnee Mission South is taking the field. We're going to wait on Shawnee Mission North.
Looks like South has determined that they are going to receive the kickoff. And they're going to get this football game underway real soon here. Great crowd here by North. Really solemn moment this week with the passing away of a great football player at West and Andre Maloney, star wide receiver for the Vikings. He had committed to KU, and I just know that him and his family are in our hearts and prayers right now.
That's a real tragedy for Shawnee Mission West. We are praying for them. Kickoff is about underway. Here comes Shawnee Mission North.
Oh, and they're going with an onside kick.
The onside kick was taken by Shawnee Mission South, though. Number 5, Kendall McCoy, was ready for it. Took it up to about the 40-yard line. So Shawnee Mission North was a little bit trickery to open the game. Shawnee Mission South was ready for it, though.
Yeah, I saw them during practice yesterday. I was out working out with the basketball team, and I saw them practicing their onside kick, wondering what the heck they were doing. And looks like they had good intentions. Well-executed kick. They just couldn't jump on it, and now South's got great field position.
1st and 10 for the Shawnee Mission South Raiders on their first play of the game. Quarterback Chase Allen is in there, the senior. Handed off. That run by Dalton Llewellyn went for about 4 yards, so a pretty good start for the Raiders.
Yeah, I think that's definitely evident of what they want to do throughout the game. They want to keep the ball on the ground. Don't really want to air it out too much. Keep the ball on the ground, safe, powerhouse football, especially with this great field position that they have right now.
Second and 6. Allen on the late handoff to Llewellyn. That time that goes nowhere. Stuffed immediately by Shawnee Mission North.
Yeah, Jonathan Pressler getting there, sniffing out that play. Gain of no yards. Him and his brother Danny Pressler. Danny's a freshman. Jonathan the junior. 2 great football players for the Indians. Both playing on the line together.
Third and 6 now for the Raiders. Allen is back in shotgun with 3 wide receivers on the right-hand side. Fakes it. Quick throw over to up, and that ball is dropped there by number 3, KJ Edwards.
Yeah, and Shawnee Mission North got pretty fortunate on that. South ran a good play action fake out into the flat. Unfortunately for the Indians, they just dropped it. Had nothing but field waiting for them. Possibly a first down.
Shawnee Mission South is going to go ahead and send on their punt team.
Looks like the Indians have Nick Perez back to receive the punt. Good stop there by the Indians, making up for that missed opportunity with the onside kick.
Punt is away. Fair catch called for, goes over his head, and Shawnee Mission South will take it at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good defensive stop by the Indians. That's what we need to see throughout the game if they want to be successful. But unfortunately, they're going to be starting at their own 11-yard line. As you see, there is Will Schneider, the freshman quarterback for the Indians, running onto the field. He's going to be calling the plays tonight.
Will Schneider, being only a freshman, seeing a lot of varsity action. That run by the Indians goes nowhere. Stuffed.
Carry by number 25 for the Indians, Isaiah Shields.
Isaiah Shields was on that carry.
Tackle made by number 43 for South, Rashid Brady. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 Indians from their own 11-yard line.
Indians will get it again. They have 4 wide receivers out. Schneider in shotgun. Quick throw in the flat, caught, and continued on. First down, Indians.
Yeah, that's something South needs to work on is tackling. Shawnee Mission North able to break that arm tackle, and both teams really struggle with tackling throughout the course of the season so far. So they really need to wrap up, get low, and drive to the ground. Arm tackles aren't going to cut it at this level, and that leads to Shawnee Mission North first down.
That catch and run there was by Nick Perez. You'll be hearing his name a lot. That pass was incomplete on the play, going to Isaiah Shields.
That's interesting to see. This is 2 pass plays by the Indians as opposed to just 1 running play.
Indians from their own 24-yard
Maybe looking to air it out a little bit more. Broadcast booth sniffed out their game plan, I guess.
2nd and 10 now from the 24. Schneider in shotgun again. That play is stuffed by the Raider defense.
Rashid Brady there on the stop.
Carry by number 23, Dominic Snell.
He leads the team in tackles so far this season.
Dominic Snell tried to take that ball and just was met by a wall of Raiders. Fairly unblocked.
3-yard loss.
Demetrius Berry on that tackle as well.
And after that 3-yard loss, the Indians now will take it 3rd and 13. Schneider drops back, moves up, scrambles, and throws it just a little bit behind his receiver there. Looking for Jesse Patterson. That ball fell incomplete behind him, and the Indians will have to punt.
Yeah, I've seen multiple Shawnee Mission North games so far this season, and some positive to see the young quarterback staying a little mobile, avoiding that sack. Unfortunately, he couldn't deliver the throw, but it was good to see him avoid the sack, step up in the pocket, and deliver that pass.
Setting up in punt formation for the Indians, number 16, Tyler
In the back, KJ Edwards and Anton Bland will be back to receive this punt for the Raiders. Punts away, and it's to Bland. Fakes a reverse, but on that catch, his knees hit the ground, and by rule, he is down by contact. The Shawnee Mission South will take over at their own 41-yard line.
For Shawnee Mission South, Anton Bland. 1st and 10 South from their
Raiders' offensive possession that time. Last drive was stuffed for a 3 and out by the Indian defense. Let's see if the Indians can repeat that.
Yeah, the Raiders are really going to want to get something going early if they want to set the tone for this ball game out here on the road. No easy games in the Sunflower League, having to be the toughest football conference in the state of Kansas.
That run up the middle goes for about 6 yards.
Carry by number 20, Dalton Llewellyn. Tackle made by number 50
Dalton
for the
Llewellyn
Indians,
on that
Maceo Mitchell.
run up for about 6 yards.
See here, this is just straight powerhouse football. Taking the handoff right up the gut.
Right between the center and the tackle and the guard. 2nd and 5 now after that 5-yard run. Allen's under center. It's another run play. Lon does the same thing again. Very strong tackle there. Number 2, Nick Perez.
Yeah, Nick Perez doing a great job, as you can see here. South running the football as we expected. Finds a hole and just stuffed there by Nick. Making a great play.
Perez was able to hit Llewellyn before he was able to cross the first down marker, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
Got a big possession here by both teams, really. Raiders see if they can get their first down.
And they do, as Llewellyn's up the sideline. He's at the 30, and he's tackled by Perez after a very long run all the way down to the Indian 26-yard line. A great run right up the right side.
Yeah, it looks like North was lined up in a goal line formation, expecting a run up the gut. Just a quick sweep to the outside. Huge pickup, huge momentum swing for the Raiders.
After that long run, it'll be 1st and 10 on the Indian 26-yard line. Shawnee Mission South was not able to get a playoff, but they do call timeout as their play clock was running down.
Yeah, we haven't really seen much of Rakeem Abdul so far tonight. Wondering if maybe he's sidelined due to an injury. We really didn't get an update on his condition.
Congratulations to Shawnee Mission South teachers Steve Adams and Megan Ernie. Adams was named the Outstanding High School Band Director, Northeast Region, by the Kansas Music Educators Association. The same organization named Ernie the Outstanding Middle School Band Director, Northeast Region.
Congratulations to Mr. Adams.
Scott, what have you seen so far on both sides for both the Raider offense and the North defense?
Well, I've seen both good things and bad things for both teams. Looks like North has kind of got their passing game straightened out for the time being. Looks like South is sticking with their running game, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So they've really been smash mouth, taking it to the Indians. Looks like they got great field position here. See if they can get into the red zone.
1st and 10 for the Raiders on the sweep play. Left side. Marshall Bland got it for about 7 yards on that sweep.
Carry by number 7 for South, Michelle Bland. Tackle made by number 3 for the Indians, Jesse Patterson.
Tackle there, saving the first down. They are inside the red zone though now.
2nd and 3 South.
Wallen's back in the game now for the Raiders.
Let's see what the Raiders do here with 2nd and short inside the red zone.
Here's Allen on his first pass of the game to Edwards, and it's right through his hands.
Well-designed play there by the Raiders. They just couldn't execute. Looks like it was a little screen pass, bubble pass, and just poorly executed, well-designed.
We've seen a lot of that from both teams now, for passes just going right through the receiver's hands.
Brings up 3rd and short. See if the Raiders smell in the end zone, see if they can punch it in. Got to convert here.
There's a penalty, the game's first penalty, and it will be an encroachment call against the Indians.
Let's see, which way are they going to call it? Yep.
Before the snap, encroachment defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That encroachment call gives the Raiders an automatic first down.
Following the penalty, 1st and
Yeah, and that's something North has to avoid. having the success or lack thereof that they've had this season, they really need to cut down on their turnovers, their mistakes, giving the other team any advantage.
Here's Allen now. That run defense was great by the Indians that time.
Big 72, Daryl Jackson making the stop.
Tackle made by number 72 for the Indians, Daryl Jackson.
He's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
That play went for negative yardage.
2-yard loss on the play. Second and
Raider
12.
offensive line, that round just did not get a good push. You could tell immediately from that snap that they were just getting pushed back and hitting the ground.
Yeah, due to the fact that both teams have really been running the ball. Already halfway done with this first quarter.
Allen now on play action, rolls right, flags down, throws to the end zone, out of bounds through the back of the end zone, but there is a penalty down.
Looks like it could be some sort of illegal formation. We'll get the call here in a second.
Incomplete. Flag on the play.
Preliminary call is on Shawnee Mission South. Let's see what he has to say.
Illegal motion offense. The penalties decline. Results in 3rd down.
Penalties declined so they could force 3rd down on the Raiders.
Yeah, when you've back there in 2nd and long position and there's a penalty like that where it's minimal yardage on the penalty and they'd get the down back, they'd need a big gain to get the 1st down anyway, so might as well take the loss of down instead after that pass out the back of the end zone.
Here the Raiders now on 3rd and 12. Allen's rolling right, looking for the end zone. Slings it, and it's out of bounds. Trying to throw that one to number 10, Brendan Brooks. That brings up 4th down.
4th and 12, south from the Indians, 16-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big stop there by the Indians. Looks like the Raiders are going to bring on their field goal unit.
That's got to be promising for the Indians now, as they've held South 2 times in a row now, only allowing 1 big drive, or 1 big play.
I've seen the South kicker making some 35-yarders in practice. This one's up.
Straight through the uprights and good.
South, first one to strike blood in this one. Taking a quick lead, 3-0.
That field goal by number 28, Christian Kelly.
You have to feel good about though for the Indians due to the poor field position that they had given the Raiders. The fact that they held them to the field goal is promising for Coach Simmons' team. Let's see if they can respond here with a score of their own.
The use of tobacco products in the vicinity of any outdoor activity on school district property is prohibited. Thank you for your cooperation.
5:14 remaining in the first quarter. Looks like Isaiah Shields and Juwan Stennis are back to return the ensuing kickoff.
Setting up the kickoff for Shawnee Mission South, number 28, Christian Kelly.
We saw some trickery originally by Shawnee Mission North to start the kickoff. Let's see if Shawnee Mission South will return the favor. Nope, it's a squib kick, and it looks like it stays in bounds.
Oh my gosh. They're expecting the ball to go out of
bounds.
bounds.
He's still up. And he is tackled about the 28-yard line. They were looking for that ball to roll out of bounds. It didn't, and he made the most of it.
Yeah, as you can see here, ball looked like it was going out of bounds. That would be a penalty giving the Indians the ball at the 40-yard line, and when it stays in bounds, it's a live ball.
That was a smart play by Shields. Just get it and go.
Shields is fairly undersized, I would say, as he's only coming in at 141 pounds. But when he gets out into open space, like for instance on a kickoff return, he can do some things with the ball. So he's got a bright future ahead of him in the junior. Played last year for the Indians on special teams, and he's really got a bright future.
Here's the Indians now. Schneider rolls it, throws it incomplete, ball landing on the 40-yard line. He had 2 receivers in the area there with Nick Perez and Jesse Patterson looking for the ball.
Yeah, looks like Schneider just overthrew Patterson a little bit on that one. Jesse Patterson, number 3, is really having a great season. He's nursing an ankle injury though, and let's see if that's going to affect him. Looks like he couldn't quite catch up to that pass pattern on that play.
2nd and 10. Schneider's again passing the ball. That ball's tipped at the line there by number 14 for the Raiders.
Yeah, this new coach is really showing a lot of confidence in his young quarterback, letting him throw the ball as much as he has. And he's definitely been passing the ball much more than they have been running the ball, which is not exactly what we expected up here.
Correction, that tip was by number 16, Matt Hollingsworth.
So we got 3rd and long here for the Indians, see if they can convert.
Schneider again on the screen pass to Shields, it looks like. Running, and he's tackled. Looks like he got that first down, though.
That's a great example of Indians making something out of nothing, as you see here. Schneider's pocket's collapsing. Shields just cuts across the middle of the field, breaking his route, picking up the first down. Promising football for the future of the Indians.
1st and 10. Rolls out and is dragged down at the 41 for a 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, Schneider, he's an athlete. Number 4, the young quarterback. He can run the ball. He's listed at 6'3", 182 pounds. Very promising bit of talent, a little bit of development. He's going to look to be a great quarterback for the future of this program.
You have to think by the time he's a senior, he'll be one of the top in the league. Schneider now looking, he's scrambling. Now the pocket collapsed, and he is taken down. Looks like he lost about a yard back to the 40. Shawnee Mission South got a lot of good pressure up the middle, made him scramble, and eventually just took him down.
Yeah, and what you can't see on that is the great coverage by the corners and safeties by the Raiders. Schneider had nowhere to go with the ball, and sometimes you just got to accept that 1-yard loss instead of throwing a pick and up in a Raider possession.
Trent Flagler was there first for Shawnee Mission South. That leads to a 3rd and 10 for the Indians. Schneider drops back, he's looking, throws, and it is picked off. That ball was picked off for the Raiders by number 10, Brendan Brooks.
Yeah, that pass intended for Nick Perez, and it just sails high, as you see here.
Schneider maybe not doing the greatest decision as he threw that into, it looked like triple coverage.
Looks like a touchdown saving tackle made by Jesse Patterson, who plays both ways and shown his defensive talent there, unfortunately, while he's on the offensive side of the ball after the interception.
So after the turnover, Shawnee Mission South will take it, looking to capitalize. Chase Allen under center. It's another sweep to the left side. That ball maybe going for a yard.
Dalton Llewellyn is getting quite a few of the touches here for the Raiders. Really showing a lot of talent running the football. Big, powerful guy. They've got him listed at 6 foot, 185 pounds. So smaller guy, but got a lot of meat on him. Able to get to the outside, show his speed, and also hit the holes when he needs to down the middle.
Allen's looking deep this time. He has a man wide open. He's got it. He's at 15-10. Hit out of bounds at the 5-yard line. A great look there to number 44, Nick Oliver. As South got a great look at a wide open pass.
You see here they fake the play action. Sets his feet. Finds a wide open Oliver. Touchdown saving tackle by Perez there. But South has great field position
4-yard gain on the play.
itching to
First and
score
goal
again.
from the Indians' 8-yard line.
All right, first and goal now for the Indians for the Raiders from the 8-yard line. Hand off to Llewellyn, who gets to about the 4.5-yard line.
Carried by number 20, Dalton Llewellyn. Tackle
Gain of
made
about
for the
3
Indians by
there.
number 12, Jeff Bridges.
Let's see if the Raiders can punch it in, increase their lead to double digits.
4-yard gain on the play.
I'm sure head coach Ryan Lonergan would really love ending the quarter with a double-digit lead. Head coach for the Raiders.
Man in motion. Allen hands it off to Llewellyn again, who gets maybe 2 yards.
Jesse Patterson there on the stop,
Dalton Llewellyn.
smelling out the run.
By number 3,
Shawnee Mission North is
Jesse
doing a
Patterson.
great job at holding that line, preventing the Raider offense to push them aside.
Gain on the play. Third and goal south on the Indians' 3-yard line.
We're calling the names of Nick Perez and Jesse Patterson a lot tonight. Look for them to keep it up.
Yeah, and they're typically playing out in the backfield, and in a situation like this where you're pinned up against your own end zone, you can kind of have your safeties and your corners play up and help on the line, just like Patterson was there.
Llewellyn is straight up, and it looks like he got stopped. They're ruling it 4th down. Another great hold by Shawnee Mission North, as Llewellyn was running with a full head of steam, and he just got met by a wall of Indians.
Tackle for the Indians made by number 50, Maceo
Yeah, the
Mitchell.
Raiders are really going to want to punch this in right here.
2-yard gain on the
They
play.
I
will.
would go for it if I was
Goal.
Coach Lonergan, but we'll see what he does.
It
He's
looks
got
like
a
they
very
will.
accurate field goal kicker. Looks like Raiders are going to call a timeout here. Talk it over, see what they want to do, make sure they don't make any decisions that they're going to regret. And we remind you that Shawnee Mission's 51st Annual College Clinic is coming right up from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. on October 16th at Shawnee Mission East High School. Prospective college students will be able to meet with representatives from colleges and universities from across the country and learn more about higher education.
469-3803.
Great opportunity there
.edu to learn more.
at Shawnee Mission East.
Coming back now. Shawnee Mission North will look to hold that Raider offense one more time as they are on the 1-yard line with 4th down. Looking to prevent that interception earlier from becoming a big play.
Yeah, and when you think about it, when you got this sort of position, you're really kicking a field goal. Wouldn't be ideal. Yeah, you'd get points on the board, but if you don't punch it in, worst case scenario is the Indians are going to have the ball on their own 1-yard line. You have a possibility for a safety and getting the ball back. So let's see if they can punch it in.
Llewellyn gets it, and he is met once again by a wall of Indians. He did not get it. Shawnee Mission North holds the Raider offense once again.
It's just a wonderful defensive effort by the Indians. No one person doing it all. Indians playing defense by community, as it should be. To win football games, you got to have 11 guys on the field going hard, not just 1 or 2. And that's what the Indians had on that possession. Very promising. As you can see there, an injured Raider on the field.
Dalton Llewellyn looks to have injured his leg on that play.
Yeah, and with looks like Abdul is not going to get many touches on the offensive end. And now looks like Llewellyn is injured too. All right.
Our own Tegan is down with the athletic director for Shawnee Mission South, John Johnson. Tegan?
Okay, so here we are with Dr. Johnson, and we're going to ask him what he feels about how the South players have done so far and how he expects them to play for the rest of the game. Dr. Johnson.
Well, we got a little bit slow here. It's 28 seconds. We're only up 3-0. I'd like to see us punch it in. We just got stopped at the 1 yard line. I expect us to come out pretty good, though, the second quarter.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Johnson. Back to you.
Thank you, Tegan. As the Indians are playing out of their own end zone.
Oh, Schneider just misses that pass there. He was looking for Shields. That would have been a touchdown run for sure, as the speedy Shields had his man beat.
Yeah, just a little bit overthrown by Schneider there. Good look. So we've got 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Let's see what the Indians can do to get out from their own end zone.
2nd and 10 now from the 1 yard line. It's a handoff, and it looks like it goes to about the 3, or maybe the 4.
Let's see where they mark it. Looks like he was stuffed, almost possibility for a safety, and just keeps those legs driving.
And it looks like they will not have another play before the end of the quarter.
They're going to give him field position to the 4. And we're going to take a quick break, as that is the end of the first quarter. The Shawnee Mission South Raiders lead the Shawnee Mission North Indians 3-0.
Welcome back now. It is the start of the second quarter, and it is Shawnee Mission South leading the home Indians 3-0. Shawnee Mission North has got to be proud of the way they've played tonight so far, holding South to just 3 points.
Yeah, North defense really hasn't been too promising so far this season, giving up 61 points to Olathe East and losing 42-12 last week in a rain-finished game. So you see here, Indians go the length of the field at the quarter. Now working from the other end.
3rd down now. Schneider's looking, he scrambles, he's running up the middle, and hit by Waller Raiders at about the 11-yard line.
Looks like he's just short. Good heads-up play there by Schneider. He's got to be careful there. As you see here, taking the snap in his own end zone. Shotgun formation. Looking to pass, doesn't see anything. Steps up, avoids a sack. It's a nice gain there.
Schneider did get the first down on that play, so good heads-up play by him to get the Indian offense moving. He'll take it now 1st and 10 at their 11-yard line.
Indians have 5 receivers, sending one in motion.
It is a handoff that goes nowhere, stuffed on that play by number 66 for the Raiders, Stephen Erickson.
Yeah, interesting formation there by the Indians, having 5 receivers and then sending Patterson in motion on a draw play. Raiders stuffed it out. No gain by the Indians. Loss of about 3, actually.
Second down now. Schneider's dropped back. He's moving around a little bit. He's in his own end zone now. He's got to get rid of that. And almost a one-handed grab there.
Nick Perez there. Definitely Schneider's favorite target. Got some great hands. His older brother Mason played for the Indians a couple years back. Great kick returner. Great receiver. All-conference, and I'm sure his brother is right behind him with the all-conference honors.
It's 3rd and 13 now for the Indians. Their offense hasn't been able to get too much going now.
Yeah, they've got 3rd and long. They got to get some going here. They've been passing the ball frequently throughout the game. Let's see if they go to the air again here to pick up these 13 yards they need to move the chains.
Schneider's in shotgun. He's dropped back. He's looking left. He's got a man on his back. Throws it, and it is incomplete. Again, he was looking for Perez, but good coverage on that play for the Raiders. Number 10, Brendan Brooks, who had the interception earlier.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah, great pressure on the backside there. Typically, the blind side for a quarterback is going to be the left side, and the right guard is given the duties of protecting Schneider's blind side, as he is a lefty quarterback. Good pressure there by the Raiders to throw the errant, to force the errant throw, forcing the Indians to punt.
Back
Tyler
for the
Henry
punt is KJ. That punt may have been partially blocked. Looks like Anton Bland is taking it up the sideline to about the 29-yard line.
See there the Indian faithful
Ball's returned by number
cheering on their
6 for
team,
Anton
enjoying this close game.
Tackle made by number 24
Seen
for
a lot of
the
positive
Indians.
things from the Indian defense. We just got to see
On the Indians.
what they can do on the offensive side. We've seen some good things, but very inconsistent, I would say.
Raiders take the ball now from the Indian 29-yard line, short field. Allen's back in shotgun formation. Allen rolls right, and oh, good hit. That ball's on the ground, and the Indians have recovered the ball. A great hit there by the Indians, knocking out the quarterback, and they now have the ball. There is penalty flags all over the place.
As you
That
can
was
see here, just a really awkward sack by Maceo Mitchell and Jonathan Pressler to force the fumble. Maceo Mitchell jumping on it. There is a flag down on the play.
Illegal formation, offense, not enough men on the line. The penalties decline. First down, Shawnee Mission North.
Shawnee Mission North will take the ball now after that great second effort by Jonathan Pressler, who may have been being taken down on that play. Just simply ran over his man and hit the quarterback all in the same motion.
Yeah, like we said, really awkward sack there on Allen. Mitchell went high, Pressler went low, and just kind of twisted his body in an awkward formation. We hope he's all right.
So the Indian defense once again just shuts the Raiders down. Shawnee Mission North's offense hopes to take this momentum and actually get a score here.
Best field position of the night for the Indians.
Shields has it. Oh, no, it's a fake. Schneider's pass hit out of bounds that time, incomplete. Matt Hollingsworth for the Raiders deflects that out of bounds. That was a good fake by the Indians right there.
I faked out our camera crew. Faked out myself. Now they got 2nd and long. Indians really got to get something going on the offensive side of the ball. They're seeing a lot of good things on defense. Some Coach Simmons is emphasizing this year. We just got to see if we can develop some sort of offensive momentum here.
That ball is dragged down in the backfield. Great play there by the Shawnee Mission South defense. Looks like number 58, Dominic Berry, was there in the backfield just to meet the running back just immediately.
Running over his man.
3-yard loss on the play.
3-yard loss as a result.
34-yard line.
Bringing up 3rd and 13. See what the Indians can do here to move the chains.
Schneider now in shotgun. Looking left. Screen pass over the top. Oh, a good block there, and he is dragged down about the 44.
Good play there. Cast pop by 23, Jawan Stennis. As you can see here, just another one of those curl plays. Good block there by number 53, Danny Pressler.
That was 23, Dominic Snell on that grab.
Still short on the play. Indians are in punt formation.
And out of bounds. We'll see where the ref marks this ball.
Yeah, you would think with 4th and short there at the 46-yard line, the Indians would have a great chance to pin the Raiders back deep in their own territory, and just not a solid strike on that punt. The Raiders are going to have solid field position once again, starting on the 45-yard line.
Even after that awkward hit earlier, Allen is still out there ready to go. And Shawnee Mission South will take the ball at their own 45-yard line. Allen's back in shotgun. Hands it off. Flag down on the play as number 42 for the Raiders, Joe Fales, ran over a slew of Indian defenders.
Number 42 for South, Joe Fales.
Preliminary call from the referee indicates a holding call on Shawnee Mission South. It's still a very nice run by Joe Fales.
Yeah, it looks like the Raiders are running a little bit of a read option as Allen is given the option whether he's going to hand it off to his back or whether he's going to keep it and take it himself. Looks like they're going to call this back.
Holding. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
Yeah, holding call on the Raiders. Really one of those penalties where it's on every play. It's just a matter of whether the ref sees it or calls it or not. You could call holding just about any play in football.
1st and 20 now for the Raiders. They hand it off left side. And Joe Fales again with another great run, taking back all those yards they just lost. Giving that by about a 12-yard run, moving that ball up to the Raiders' own 47-yard line.
Yeah, just a good cut back there and a solid block. Tackle made by Perez and Williamson. Still 2nd and long due to that holding penalty.
You'd have to think after that 1st and 20 that taking all those yards back was very effective for the Raiders. Pass is caught there and taken to about the 49 before it got stopped.
Yeah, as you can see here, they're set up in this option. Decides to keep it and pass that little screen play. Williamson slows him up. Tackle made by Maceo Mitchell there. After a gain of about 2, Raiders have a 3rd and long once again. See if the Indians can come up with another stop. Their defense has looked very solid tonight. You just got to imagine that they're getting a little run down being on the field most of the game. Offense has got to give them a break.
Fumble on that play. Ball's on the ground. And flag is also thrown on that play.
Looks like South jumped on it. But looks like that will bring up 4th and long. Indians are going to bring on their special teams unit.
From their own 48-yard line.
Referee picked up the flag he threw. So Shawnee Mission North will get it with about 6.5 to go, it looks like.
Number 26.
Looks like Perez is set up from his own 20-yard line to receive this kick. We got a timeout on the field.
There are plenty of opportunities on the calendar to enjoy the work of talented Shawnee Mission culinary arts students. Enjoy Broadmoor Baking Fridays, Wednesday night dinners, or take part in the Bistro's Garden Dinner Series and help support the restaurant's efforts to build an educational chef's garden. Visit BroadmoorBistro.com for more information. Shawnee Mission's North's defense has looked very impressive tonight. Wow.
Looks like we're going to bring. Looks like the Indians are still expecting a punt here. I don't know why the Raiders would go for it. With as solid as the Indians' defense has been, maybe they're going to pull a fast one.
Punt is away for the Raiders. Perez signals for fair catch and grabs it at about at the 15-yard line. So Shawnee Mission North will take over at the 15, looking to get some.
Smart play there by Perez to call fair catch.
Fair catch by number 2, Nick Perez.
Not the best downfield blocking by the Indians. He was going to get crushed if he would have taken that. Smart play, even though you got to unfortunately swallow your pride and take the ball at the 15-yard line.
Schneider and the Indians will need to get some kind of offensive momentum going here to try and get a score or maybe even take the lead before halftime.
Once again, a long field for the North offense, even after a good defensive stand by the defense.
Good double fake. Schneider keeps it. Shawnee Mission South was not fooled. And Schneider gains about half a yard.
See here, they send Williamson in motion.
Number 4, Will Schneider.
Fake it to Williamson, fake it to Mike Williams, and talented young freshman just keeps it. Great defense by the Raiders.
From their own 15-yard line.
So this will be second and a long 9 for the Indians. Schneider is under center. He's got 3 wide receivers on the right-hand side. Sweep play. Right side for the Indians, and they got about 2 or 3 yards off of that. That's sweet there to number 24, Mike Williams.
One of the few plays under center that Schneider has taken. Pitching it out to
3-yard gain on the play.
Shields on that play.
3rd and 7, Indians.
Seen a different method here by Shawnee Mission North. As in the previous games, they've had a run-dominated attack. Shawnee Mission North has had a lot of passing situations here already.
Yeah, and due to the lack of success they've had this season, the coach is really trying to change things up, which is good.
Schneider's pass over the top completed for a first down. And fighting a wall of Raiders there.
Number 4, Will Schneider to
Number 3, Jesse Patterson.
As you can see here, just a solid drive back, good protection there.
A good floating pass over to an open Patterson who fights off about 5 Raiders before he's brought down. Good strength shown there.
Patterson, very talented, hard worker. Been a varsity football player for the Indians since his sophomore season. He'll get some Wildcat snaps throughout the course of the game as well.
Schneider under center again.
Got a flag on the play. Looks like it'll be a false start on the Indians. We'll get the official call here. Looks like that was a false start penalty. 5-yard deduction for the Indians. We'll bring up 1st and 15. So those little mistakes, the Indians can't afford such a slim margin for error.
Just under 4.5 now for the Indians as Schneider takes it a shotgun and is sacked in the backfield there. Number 43 for the Raiders, Rashid Brady, got there very quickly and was finished off by number 66, Stephen Erickson.
Brady is just a monster on the defensive side for the Raiders. Looks like there's a hurt Indian on the field. Hoping he is all right. Shawnee Mission North has a wonderful trainer on staff, Matt Humpert from Shawnee Mission Medical Center. As you can see there, looks like he's tending to Schneider after he was taken down awkwardly on that sack. Rather, that's not Schneider. That's injured.
It appeared it was an offensive lineman as number 55 Dakota Boyd came into the game to substitute for him. We were not able to see who exactly it is, but
possibly just got the wind knocked out of him. Looks like all his joints are moving all right. He's just out of breath.
That's number 71 for the Indians, Alec Turnbull.
Yep, you were right. Offensive lineman Alec Turnbull. Really a hard worker for the Indians. Possibly just got the wind knocked out of him. He's a tough kid. I'm sure he'll be all right. Just got to give him some time to recover. During this injury timeout, we'd like to remind you that community members are invited to view the Shawnee Mission Board of Education meetings at www.smsd.org. Board meetings are usually held the second and fourth Mondays of every month at 7 p.m. at McEachin Administrative Center at 7235 Antioch Road.
Alec Turnbull is walking off the field now with a little bit of help. We wish him, no matter what injury it is, a quick recovery. Back to the game now as Schneider drops another screen pass over to Shields, who is hit at the 25 and brought down. Refs rule him at the 26-yard line.
We'll bring up 3rd and long again. Quick little bubble pass the Indians have had success with. Tackle made by number 44, Nick Oliver.
From their own 26-yard line.
As you see there, head coach Don Simmons, new coach for the Indians. Really got the guys working hard, preparing to turn this program around. Seeing a lot of solid things from his young players, such as Perez and Shields.
Schneider rolls and hit as he throws. Looks like the ball, nope, the referee rules it incomplete.
There is a flag on the play, so we'll see the result of that penalty. Down by the quarterback. Typically either meaning a hold or maybe a late hit.
Referee indicates a
Illegal formation, offense, the penalty is declined. Also holding, offense, that penalty is also declined. Results in 4th down.
double fouls for the Indians, doesn't help them much. Raiders decline both to make it 4th down, and the Indians will send on their punting unit.
Yeah, and after another great stop by the Indian defense, looks like they're going to send their defense back on after a short possession by the offense. Can't even get across midfield yet this game.
Has to be frustrating for the Indian defense to hold South for so long and just to have to go back out there and do it all over again. Punt is away. Taken by number 6. He cuts through. He's got a little bit of daylight, and he's brought down at about the 42. That was Anton Bland on the return.
And once again, Raiders have great field position, even though the North defense has been very successful.
And the referee has just thrown a dead ball flag. We'll have to see what he has to rule here.
Mission North.
Penalty is going to move the Indians back deeper into a deeper hole defensively. Great field position by the Raiders.
1st and 10 now. Just over 3 minutes to go. Let's see if the Raiders can get another score in before halftime. Allen's back in shotgun. Fakes the handoff, rolls, and looks for a deep pass to nobody. Looks like he was looking for number 44 on that play, Nick Oliver. That ball went nowhere.
Yeah, a little misconfusion there, I think, on the part of the Raiders. Oliver went one way, and Allen threw it another. With such a slim margin of error for the Raiders as well. Mistakes like those are not going to help them out to get that third win of the season here against the Indians.
We have a timeout on the field by Shawnee Mission North. We would like to congratulate Jason Coates, Westridge Middle School's performing arts teacher, and Shawnee Hammett, Shawnee Elementary School reading teacher, who are recognized for being among the best teachers in the state of Kansas at this year's Kansas Teacher of the Year Region 3 banquet. Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Coates and Miss Hammett.
Yeah, we've got some of the best teachers here in the Shawnee Mission School District. No lack of awards for our staff.
Just over 3 minutes to go now. Shawnee Mission South is holding a 3-0 lead over the Shawnee Mission North. Indians defense has been holding Shawnee Mission South very well.
Only allowing 3 points here in the first half with 3 minutes remaining. Indians defense has proven solid. Raiders are going to have to get creative to get past them.
Allen's in shotgun. He's rolling left. Throws across his body. He's got a man open, wide open, number 3. And he dives. Touchdown, Shawnee Mission South.
Wonderful play there by the Raiders as Edwards just beats his man in the coverage. And Allen just drops it in there. Wonderful passing play. Touchdown, Raiders.
That bootleg looked great as Allen rolled off to that left side, threw across his body, which is something you don't normally want to see from your quarterback. But Allen did a great job doing it and found a wide open Edwards right along that left sideline. Extra point is up. It's good. So after that touchdown and extra point, it is now a 10-0 lead for Shawnee Mission South.
Yeah, and just as we were talking about how solid the defense has been for the Indians, they give up a big pass play like that, something they really can't afford if they want to get their first win of this season.
Shawnee Mission North's offense will be in a short clock situation here.
The Indians will have to put a nice, quick drive together. Typically getting some poor field position. We'll see what they can do with 2 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the half. I'm sure the Indians and Coach Simmons would really like to get this lead back to 3 going into the half.
Setting up the kickoff for Shawnee Mission South, number 28, Christian Kelly. Back for the return for the Indians, number 23, Dominic Snell, and number 25, Isaiah Shields.
Back for the Indians is Snell and Shields. They're going to be looking to return this ball if South can get it down there. That kickoff is another squib kick, taken at the 34 and dropped down. He was not going to try and return that.
Schneider's been passing the ball quite a bit in this first half. Looks like that's what they're going to need for the Indians to put some points on the board in under 3 minutes here with exactly 2:49 remaining in the half.
Shawnee Mission South is showing blitz. They bring it. And there's Snyder rolling around, ignoring all the extra pressure and running for a first down for a 12-yard run. That was a great run by Schneider.
Yeah, looks like that was just kind of an accidental bootleg. As you can see, all the Indian receivers were covered. Schneider being chased from behind. Just takes off, sees a hole.
Schneider was able to outrun a couple of South defenders there. Shows the potential athleticism for later on. Giving
Great
the Indians,
field awareness by him.
giving the
In a
Indians
position where previously in the season he would take a sack, as you see here.
Here's Shields to the outside now, cuts it back to the outside, and is still on his feet, dragged down at about the 39-yard line. That was a great run by Shields.
Yeah, and the North offense is looking really great right now. 2 big plays, as you can see here. Indians fake the reverse to Patterson, and Shields just takes off, and when he gets into open space, he can make somebody miss. Right there, as you can see, he made Edwards miss and pick up that first down. The Indians now have great field position, knocking on the door of the Raiders 39.
Here's the end around now to Patterson, who's running through defenders and eventually dragged down there by number 43 for the Raiders, Rashid Brady.
Now Brady has been all over the place here, as you see the fake and the end around to Patterson there.
Looks like Shawnee Mission North's run scheme has turned into a lot of play action, but Schneider's rolling here, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. His offensive line did not help him much there. Number 78.
Yeah, the offensive line just collapsed on that play.
Number 78, Demetrius Berry, and number 66, Stephen Erickson. We've been saying their names a lot tonight.
Poor protection there. Is Turnbull for the Indians, who was hurt on the last possession, unable to be on the field, putting a hole in the offensive line, and Raiders took advantage, eating up Schneider for a loss of 6 yards on the play.
93 seconds left on the clock. The Indians will have been moving the ball now this drive. Let's see if they can continue that effort.
And we would like to continue to thank the generous community support. A new fund has been created that will help meet student needs and make sure all Shawnee Mission students have the best opportunity for success. To find out more, visit www.smef.org.
All right, coming back now. It's third and long. Snyder's going to be in shotgun. Schneider is taken down again in the backfield. He's reeled down.
Schneider just needs to realize pressure when there's nothing there. Oh, and it looks like they're going to call a fumble, originally ruled down by contact. We'll see what the call is on the field. Looks like officially for now, it's going to be a result of the play as a fumble.
It's a referee reversal. There's got to be frustrating for the Shawnee Mission North coach.
Fumble on the play recovered, Shawnee Mission South. 1st and 10 South.
It's after one of the line judges did rule him down by contact, and that ball looks like they reversed it. So that was a fumble recovery there for Rashid Brady.
Brady having a great game and a great season. All over the field.
Allen rolls back, and he's taken down in the backfield. A great sack there by Shawnee Mission North, who had 3 people just swamp the quarterback.
Quarterback sack, number 57 for the Indians, Jonathan
As you
Pressler.
see here, just breaks coverage. Greg Sloan coming from the right side, and Jonathan Pressler coming from the left. Another awkward sack, resulting in a 2nd and long for the Raiders.
36-yard line.
His clock is now under a minute left in the first half.
Pressler's been a big key part of that Shawnee Mission North front line. And here's now a good run to the outside by number 42 for the Raiders, Joe Fales. Getting back some of those yards the Raiders just lost.
As you can see here, sends him in motion, takes the handoff, breaks the initial tackle, and just drags Sloan along with him for the ride. Taken down with the help of Perez, but not before a gain of almost 10 yards for the Raiders. bringing up a 3rd and 5.
Looks like it'll be the last play of the game under 5 seconds. Allen hands the ball off, and it's going to go nowhere. So that's going to wrap up the first half. Shawnee Mission South leads the Shawnee Mission North Indians 10-0.
42. Still fails. Tackle made by number 55 for the Indians. Dakota Bowl.
Great half of football there. Expect a close finish here by both teams.
We'll be right back after this. Coming back, it is halftime. Shawnee Mission South is leading the Indians 10-0. KSMS for Shawnee Mission South took a look at their theater program. Let's see what they had to say.
The Shawnee Mission South Theater is gearing up for an exciting year of shows and musicals. Let's see what they're doing.
Our first show is Jekyll and Hyde. It's a musical, very contemporary sounding music. It's a great show. And then we're doing a dessert theater in December, a production of Miracle on 34th Street. And then we do Peter Pan in February, and we're real excited about that. We're bringing in the professional flying people. And then we're going to finish the year with Midsummer Night's Dream, William Shakespeare. And it's going to do it in the auditorium, and it's going to be fantastic.
For more information, go to
Great piece there by the Shawnee Mission South. And right now we're going to send it down to the field to our standby anchor, Tegan, and she is on the field now.
the second half with Mr. Rasmussen. We're going to ask him how he feels about the South Student Section, why they're supporting breast cancer by wearing pink tonight.
Well, I think we have a pretty good turnout for a Thursday night, and obviously October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so it's nice that our students are getting behind a worthwhile cause.
Okay, well, that was a very nice comment, and I feel like the South Student Section is doing a very good thing. Back to the booth. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tegan. Now we're going to show you guys a video demonstrating how hard the Shawnee Mission staff worked.
Go. Get back to work.
Well, we're excited about this year because we have some big events involving rock, paper, scissors, South of Palooza, and some block party shows. We got a great talent pool that's going to do a lot of exciting things to try to help bring recognition to other students at Shawnee Mission South. KSMS is great.
All right, we're back here at halftime at Shawnee Mission North Stadium. That video actually about the KSMS video production program and how hard they work.
As we said earlier, it is a 10-0 Shawnee Mission South lead. What are some of the things that Shawnee Mission South you think has done to get that lead?
Well, South has really done a lot of things well. They've had a good complements of run and pass, with most of the pass just setting up the run game, which is really important to have. And that's really what South has relied on so far tonight. I think that's what Shawnee Mission North has really relied on too, is although they have brought out some of their passing schemes as well. And I think that's really kept them in this game. They've limited their turnovers, and I think it's really important for them to limit their mistakes with such a slim margin of error.
Shawnee Mission North's defense, on the flip side, has done a very good job containing Shawnee Mission South, even though we have not seen much of Rakeem Abdul, if any. Shawnee Mission South North's defense caused a couple turnovers, gotten a couple sacks on Max, on the Shawnee Mission South quarterback, Chase Allen.
The lone touchdown of the game was that long touchdown pass by Allen to Edwards. Very close game. Definitely the Raiders game to lose, though. Although anything could happen in such a close ball game. All Indians need is to create a turnover, do something with the ball when they get the, and we'll see what happens in the second half.
You notice that Shawnee Mission North is just really determined to get this victory tonight. This is as close as they've been for a while, and then they've been really deprived of many wins. They've winless last season, and they're winless so far this year. You know that they're definitely hungry for this win tonight.
Yeah, I think they can smell it, even though they're not leading right here. This is really a close ball game, 2 possessions. Anything could happen. They're going to be receiving the second half kickoff rather, and I think that's going to be important for them. See if they can get something going. Seen a lot of good things from Schneider, a lot of good heads-up plays, a lot of good things from Patterson, from Perez, the receivers, and from Shields running the ball. And so I think generally I would say that North has a great shot at putting a string of good plays together and getting some points on the board this second half.
Yeah, I'll have to say that Shawnee Mission North may be winless, but you really cannot tell by the size of this crowd, which is very full compared to other teams in the league this year. Shawnee Mission North is bringing a lot of people to their games. Must be uplifting for the players this year.
Yeah, what North lacks in the win column, they definitely make up for in their school pride and spirit, which is a wonderful thing to have as they sit and watch the band playing their James Bond theme this year. You can see that on your screen now.
It's really a beautiful night too here in Mission, Kansas. A crisp 70 degrees.
Yeah, and most of these students you would expect not to come out on a school night, Thursday night game, but actually being the end of the quarter for the Shawnee Mission School District, classes are out tomorrow, and so we've got a good tournament. It's basically a Friday game for the Indians not having school tomorrow, for the Indian faithful. South is rocking their pink over there, supporting breast cancer awareness, which is a very important cause as well.
Looking forward now to the second half. What do you think that Shawnee Mission North can do to get back into this game and take the lead?
Well, I think something that would be really important is reestablishing the run game. That's kind of what they've prided themselves on all season. I really like how Coach Simmons is really realizing that the running attack hasn't been working in the previous 5 games. And so it's important to kind of get some sort of diversity in their offense. But I think it's important to kind of make sure that they have that running game established, which is important for any passing attack, as you can see at any level, college or the pros.
On the flip side for Shawnee Mission South, you have to say that they're going to keep looking for Joe Fales and Dalton Llewellyn to really keep boistering up this Shawnee Mission South offense.
Yeah, South has got a lot of talent on their roster, a lot of young guys. They've had a lot of close games. They're really close, as are the Indians, but I think South's right there with the best of them in the Sunflower League. North is really building their program, looking to the future. They only have freshman quarterback who we've seen a lot of good things from, a lot of maturation on his side. And Snell and Shields being juniors, they're going to be able to get the program really started upright next season.
There are plenty of opportunities on the calendar to enjoy the work of the talented Shawnee Mission Culinary Arts students. Enjoy Broadmoor's Baking Fridays, Wednesday night dinners, or take part in the Bistro's Garden Dinner Series and help support the restaurant's efforts to build an educational chef's garden. Visit www.broadmoorbistro.com for more information. Welcome back now. As you can see, the guest Shawnee Mission South leads the home team of Shawnee Mission North 10-0 after a closely contested first half.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of solid things from the defensive end, holding South to only 10 points, giving up 42 points last week, and then their big loss, giving up 61 points to the Olathe East Hawks 3 weeks ago. Coach Simmons has really stressed defenses during his practice, and I think they've really stepped up today.
That really is a great turnaround, really, in perspective, about how the North defense has really clamped down, giving Shawnee Mission South almost nothing to work with, only one late play, only one leg breakdown with the open receiver of Edwards.
Yeah, and that's the way football works. One breakdown, and it's a 10-point lead for the Raiders all of a sudden. You can have a solid half of football like the Indians have, and then one defensive breakdown, and South puts up 7 on the board. Nothing they can't overcome, though, for the Indians. As you see, the band is exiting the field now, getting ready to start. We're 3 minutes away now from the start of the second half.
Please visit www.smnorthbands.org on how to support the marching Indians.
Band doing a great job, as always, really providing even more to this football Friday Night Light atmosphere.
Now we got a pretty good shot of the Shawnee Mission North drum line. Looks like they're going to be coming by the student section to get them a little hyped up for the second half, give them a little bit of a show here.
And just as we were saying, one play, one breakdown by either team can really create a good opportunity for the other. So North receiving the kickoff at halftime is really going to be a good opportunity for them to get some momentum heading their way with either a return or a quick play out of the gate. Starting this second half, really want to set the tone.
I really wouldn't be surprised to see either Nick Perez or Jesse Patterson, if the ball can get to them, go on and return one back.
Yeah, and on the defensive end, we've got a lot of activity from Jonathan Pressler. We've got him down for 2 half sacks. Other half split with Greg Sloan and Maceo Mitchell. A lot of good things seen from him and his little brother Danny.
Shawnee Mission South is now coming out, so now we have both teams on the field. Just over about 90 seconds to go. All right, we have Tegan on the sideline. Tegan.
Okay, here we are with Curtis DeBobbin, who is the drum major for Shawnee Mission South Band. How do you feel how the band has been acting and how that's been affecting the crowd and their behavior?
When we play our pep songs, it really gets the crowd more into it and ups the energy level in our game.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Tegan. Band is very underestimated, as we were talking about, as they provide a great atmosphere for high school football. As you can see, North huddling there. Final preparations for the start of the second half from Coach Simmons, assistant coach, Coach Crow.
Remind you once again, Shawnee Mission South is leading the home team of Shawnee Mission North 10-0 after a field goal by Christian Kelly and a touchdown pass from Chase Allen to KJ Edwards has given the Raiders 10 points.
Yeah, definitely not a lead that is insurmountable but for the Indians, but it's definitely a cushion that can make Coach Ryan Lonergan, as you can see there, he can be feeling fairly good about this 10-point lead that he's taken into the start of the second half.
Getting a good
Did
look
a great
at
job
Ryan.
with this South program.
Getting a good look here at Ryan Lonergan, the head coach for Shawnee Mission South, among his teammates, getting his team all fired up. Shawnee Mission South will be kicking it off first for the second half. And
Looks like
back to
we've got
receive.
Isaiah Shields and Dominic Snell back. Both very capable guys of getting Shawnee Mission North in some good field position here, give them some open space, and they'll do something with it. As you can see there, South is trying to avoid a run back by them. Jumped on by Jeff Bridges.
First and 10 Indians from their own 39-yard line.
See there, Coach Simmons and quarterback Schneider contemplating what they want to run to start off this second half of football. Looks like he's got a little bit of a limp and a brace there on his left knee. Hope he's all right. Seen a lot of good things out of that kid tonight. Looks like he's going to line up on the outside. Jesse Patterson's going to take the snap. There's that wildcat formation I was telling you about earlier, and it was snuffed out by the Raiders. Good scouting on that one.
Schneider really wasn't able to go anywhere on that play.
Yeah, Coach Simmons does a great job of utilizing all of his weapons in his different formations, but I think he's got it's important to have a full roster of talented football players, and I think North's building that up in their sophomore and JV programs, and I think they've got a great future ahead of them.
Shawnee Mission North's in trouble here as their play clock is winding down. They're going to have to take a timeout very early in the second half. There's a communication issue there by Coach Simmons and Schneider.
Yeah, Coach Simmons can't be happy having to waste one of his 3 timeouts this early in the half. Not even a minute's gone by now.
We want to congratulate Connie Gandy, Medical Science Coordinator at Shawnee Mission North, who was selected to be a master teacher representative from Kansas by the National Conservatory for Health Science. That's a good position to be elected to.
She's done a great job with our medical science staff at Shawnee Mission North. As we see there, Coach Lonergan sending out his players, hoping to get a stop, some good field position to increase this lead that the Raiders have built.
Schneider in shotgun here. He's got a man in motion. And a fumble on the handoff. That ball's down. We can't tell who's got it yet. Looks like North still has it.
It looked like initially that, as we can see here, what happened on the replay. Just some snap confusion. Missed handoff there. Looks like Shields jumped back on it, and then it was ripped out again after he was down. Looks like that's what they're going to call it. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 for the Indians. Not a position that they want to be in, but the unfortunate one that they've been in most of the night is 3rd and long.
3rd and 15. Schneider's back. He's looking for a deep pass. He's waiting. Throws down. It's a jump ball, and that's off the leg there of Shields. Right through his hand and off his inner leg. Both Shields and Patterson were in the area, but that ball does fall to the ground.
Yeah, they're kicking themselves on that one. I'm sure they had a great opportunity to pick up the 1st down, to get across midfield. As you can see there, Shields is frustrated with himself and maybe wanting some sort of a call there. Coach telling him to keep his head up. That's football. Tyler Henry comes on to punt the ball away.
Edwards and Bland are back. And Bland's miscommunication. Fair catch was called for by Bland on that one, even though Edwards took it. So Edwards is not able to run for it. You can see there a very nice kick there. And a miscommunication by the Raiders there.
Yeah, you can see there that Bland called for the fair catch, and Edwards didn't want it, and he's frustrated that he's got to accept that call by his teammate. Let's see what South can do here, starting the 2nd half of football.
Allen under center. Hands it off. It's going to be a run right up the middle here. And eventually stuffed there for number 2 for the Indians, Nick Perez again. Everywhere on both sides of the ball. That run was by number 7, Marshall Bland, for the Raiders.
Hits the hole hard, as he should, and then he's just stood up by Perez there. They're going to give him forward progress to the 40-yard line.
Perez is doing a really nice job of meeting all the running backs who were able to get through that first line of Indians and standing them up very well. Sweet play to the outside now. And he's got room, but he is met again. Hard tackle by Perez.
Looks like we've got a flag down on the field. As you can see here, the sweep to the outside. Looks like it could be a holding there after reviewing the replay. Stood up there by Perez and Patterson. Looks like they've got some sort of penalty for the Indians. Looks like it's going to tack on just some
After
more.
the play was over,
Yeah.
personal foul, defense, 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the.
That's got to be frustrating.
Little extracurricular activity there by the Indians that they've got to avoid. They can't give the Raiders any more yards than they need to.
It's got to be frustrating for the Indians, who have done pretty well tonight without penalties. There's another run there by Bland. He gets stood up again by Perez. Right now, it's been the past couple of plays, just been a good battle between Bland and Perez. As Bland keeps making it through, and Perez just keeps knocking him down.
Yeah, great run there. hitting the hole, and then Perez form tackle, wrapping him up, bringing him down, but not before a gain of almost 7 yards by Bland.
Second down. Pitch play to Bland as he is running on the outside, and he's hit down once more by Perez. It's four plays in a row those two have met.
Good stop there. Looks like he's about 1.5 yards shy of that first down. Let's see if the North Indians can pull out another stop on the defensive side of the football.
This will be 3rd and 1. Perez was able to stop him before that first down marker. It's a quarterback fake. Allen is able to take it for a couple of yards. He got the first down. He got a couple other extra yards for it because the Indians were not ready for that.
Yeah, that was a good play drawn up by Coach Lonergan, as you can see here. Just a fake handoff and a draw play. Fighting for all the yards that he can.
You also see Joe Fales came up a little bit gimpy, but looks like he'll stay in the game.
4-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10 south from the Indians' 27-yard line.
That'll be 1st and 10. Right to Fales. Brings it up the middle for about 5 yards on that run.
Just a quick little inside handoff there. Pretty successful, as you see here. Fales in motion. Good block there by the center. Opening up that hole for Fales to get through.
Dominic Berry right there is trying to shake off a little bit of an injury that he may have gotten on that one.
Yeah, he's one of those players for South that plays both ends of the ball, and he's leading the team in tackles tonight and on the season, so they can't miss him.
And Bland that time has stood up at the line of scrimmage by Jonathan Pressler. We've been calling his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, just a wonderful play here by Pressler, fighting through his blocker. Dakota Boyd getting in there around as well.
Number 62, Marcus Neal, wasn't able to get his hands on Pressler nearly quick enough. He ran right by him.
3rd and 6 south from the Indians' 23-yard line.
Here's play action. Allen over the top. He's got a wide open man in Nick Oliver. And that is a touchdown for the Raiders.
Great play action fake there by the Raiders. As you see here, fake the pitch, which they've run all day, to a wide open Nick Oliver. Just a wonderful play drawn up by Ryan Lonergan, head coach of the Raiders, and a great delivery by Chase Allen.
Extra point here by Christian Kelly. Nope, but a false start before that. That'll move the extra point a little bit farther back.
Penalty will replay.
So after the false start, it'll now be a slightly longer extra point.
Still got to be happy with that touchdown by Raiders, though. Giving themselves just that extra cushion. Pending the extra point, putting them up 17 on the Indians.
Extra point is good. And that gives Shawnee Mission South now a 17-0 lead over Shawnee Mission North.
With 6:36 remaining. Just one more breakdown by the North defense after that great stop made by Jonathan Pressler. We would just like to remind our viewers that all community members are invited to view the Shawnee Mission Board of Education meeting at www.smsd.org. Board meetings are usually held the 2nd and 4th Mondays of every month at 7 p.m. at the McEachin Administrative Center at 7235 Antioch Road.
Interesting to go see some of those board meetings. We're going to come back now. As you can see, 17-0, Shawnee Mission South. And we're going to be ready for this kickoff again.
You wonder if South is going to do one of their squib kicks that they've been doing to try to avoid a run back.
They get a good boot on it this time. That'll be taken by Shields. He's going to run up the middle. Now he's going to break it to the sideline. He's got a little bit of daylight. He's at the 40, 45, and hit out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. Or about the 48. So that was a great run back by Shields. Now you can tell why Shawnee Mission South has not kicked it to him very often today.
Yeah, he's wonderful when he gets out in the open field. As you can see here, just shakes the tackler. That little juke move. Finally hit out of bounds by the Raiders, number 26.
So Shawnee Mission North will look to get back now and continue this little momentum from that kickoff and end Shawnee Mission South momentum offensively.
Yeah, they definitely need a touchdown here as a morale booster and to get them back into this game. 17-0, you don't want to be down that much heading into the fourth quarter. So let's see if they can get it into single digits heading into the fourth quarter with 6 minutes, 28 seconds remaining.
Here's Schneider now on the quick throw. That ball looking for Nick Oliver. Didn't connect. Just lucky that ball didn't float.
Yeah, breakdown in coverage there by the Raiders. They had Patterson and Perez open. Schneider just couldn't find them. Simmons is having some words for him there. Trying to decipher what play to run to break down this South defense.
Here we go now, 2nd and 10 from the 48. Schneider's got a man to his left. He fakes it. That's Patterson, actually.
There's that Wildcat formation. The South so easily snuffed out last time. Patterson keeping it on the draw play once again. Different result this time as Patterson gains 6 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd and 4. Important play here for the Indians after that big kickoff return by Shields and a run by Patterson. They've got a 3rd and short. Let's see if they can convert and keep this momentum going.
Schneider drops back. He's rolling. He's under pressure, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield for a big sack. Multiple Raiders are there. Looks like 43, Rashid Brady again was the first man to hit him. Also there was 41, Zach Gerber.
Protection just breaks down. North offensive line is having some trouble. I don't know whether they're expending all their energy on the defensive end of the ball or whether they're just getting tired or what's going on, but they've had multiple breakdowns in their protection so far tonight.
So that good kickoff return for Shields is for naught, as now South punts it away. Edwards is going to take it. And he's tackled about the 15 after doing some sidestepping.
Great kick by Henry there. First time the Raiders are going to be pinned within their own 20. Looks like they'll have it at their own 16-yard line.
Tackle for the Indians made by number 29, Angel Gutierrez.
South. Shawnee Mission South taking over now. Last drive they had a play action pass for a touchdown. Let's see if they can fool the North defense once again for another play action. They will actually sweep it this time to Blanton, who after a couple of yards is brought down. There's
Late
a flag down.
Comes in. See the pitch here.
It's Marshall Bland, correction by me.
We'll get the call here. Concurring with Maceo Mitchell, team captain, on whether they want to accept it. Let's get the call here.
Play, holding, offense. The penalty's half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
So after the holding call, Shawnee Mission South will be pushed back all the way to their 8-yard line now.
With 4:50 remaining, Indians are going to want to get a stop and hope to get great field position again.
Indians showing blitz right here. And unfortunately, they went too early.
Yeah, Jonathan Pressler, who's been so quick to get to that quarterback, Little too quick to react there. Getting back some of that penalty yard to the Raiders.
So back-to-back penalties by both teams. Leaves the ball at a 1st and 13. Allen drops back, he hands it off. That's Bland again. He's shaking a couple tacklers, eventually thrown down.
Greg Sloan making the tackle there after breaking multiple tackles. Is Bland. As you see here, he avoids Pressler there. 1, 2, 3. Finally wrapped down by Sloan, the 4th tackler. Gain of about 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 8.
Allen's under center here. Pitch pass to Bland. He's out on the outside. He's got some space. Bland's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's going to get chased down and brought down at about the 38-yard line after a great run by Bland.
As you see here, he just takes the pitch, cuts back upfield, finds the hole, breaks the tackle, and great run there by Bland. Touchdown saved by Sloan and Bridges.
Bland hit that open field there off of the pitch play. It would not be stopped as they had a great blocking out in front of them for that on that play. So South now is a 1st and 10 from the Shawnee Mission North 38. Here's the handoff. Bland hops a couple defenders and then eventually gets stood up by a wall of Indians.
Perez in there again, making the play.
See here the athleticism by Bland, who just takes it right over the top. Perez, who always seems to have his nose right in the middle of the play.
You really got to give credit to this South line. Throughout the season, Rakeem Abdullah has really been taking most of the load. His injury and then also the injury to Dalton Llewellyn during this game. As we see here, the catch.
Good pass connection there from Allen to Nick Oliver.
Yeah, as I was saying, credit to the South line. They've even gotten Bland in here, and he's having a lot of success. So it's proven that it's not just Abdul and Llewellyn that have got the talent, but it's actually the line that's been blocking, causing these other guys to have success too, like Bland has been here in the 2nd half. He's in the backfield again. Let's see what they can do with 2:23 remaining.
Here's another pitch play by Bland. Gets stood up. Bland wasn't able to break it through this time as he ran into a wall of Indian defenders.
Just a great push there by the offensive line by the Raiders. Indians really don't want to let the Raiders score here because a score would push this lead almost out of their reach as we head into the 4th quarter.
Allen under center here. Just a quick handoff now to Joe Faley. That went nowhere. They were looking for a short yardage gain. They got maybe a couple, but they were not able to get the 1st down. It will be 3rd and about 3.
Great stop there again by the Indian defense. Let's see if they can hold him here. They really want to keep South off the scoreboard and especially out of the end zone.
Important play here for Shawnee Mission North. Allen sweeps it to Bland. Bland's going to look to get the outside. He's got the 1st down and more. But a flag is down in the backfield, multiple flags.
Looks like it might be a holding on Nick Oliver, number 44, as we watch the replay here. Yeah, he's holding there. That's going to be coming back. It'll be 3rd and long now. Big break for the Indians. Big mistake for the Raiders.
We'll see if the referee agrees with your opinion here, Scott. Or what he's got going on.
During the run, holding, offense, it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, third down.
So that was a correct assumption there, Scott. A holding call, calling Shawnee Mission South. Erases that first down run and pushes it now to 3rd and 14 instead of a first down. Shawnee Mission North probably got a break off of that, as they couldn't really afford to let Shawnee Mission South get a first down that close to their own goal line.
Yeah, Indians are really going to have a big stop here. Just don't give them any big plays. Hoping they can keep it on the ground.
Allen under center. That ball's on the ground. Nobody's got it. Yes, somebody has it. Shawnee Mission North has now picked up that fumble. That is number 30.
Looks like it's number 29 picking up that fumble. Angel Gutierrez here. It's just some miscommunication on the snap.
Just a heads-up play there by Gutierrez, who was able to just get that ball. So that ball was sitting on the ground for a couple of seconds without anybody really knowing where it was. Just what Shawnee Mission North needed here, a turnover.
Solid field position, too, for the Indians. They really got to take advantage of this. Haven't really gotten in any sort of a flow offensively, except for one possession early in the second quarter. We'll see what they can do. Schneider can get the offensive team going here.
38 seconds left in the third quarter. Schneider's in shotgun. He's rolling right. He's looking for it. He throws it. That ball's up, and it's going to be picked off. That's number 3 for the Raiders, KJ Edwards.
Looks like the Indians are running that wildcat formation. Patterson in there. Just can't set his feet. He was under pressure. Picked off. That is huge for the Raiders, who really don't want the Indians to have any momentum, and that's the way to make sure that they don't get it.
So back-to-back turnovers off of a fumble by Allen, and then an interception thrown there by the Wildcat quarterback, Jesse Patterson. Leads to Shawnee Mission South having the ball at their own 40-yard line. Allen's rolling right. He's got an open receiver there by Nick Oliver, who's still on his feet and pushed out of bounds after a pretty big gain. There's an Indian down on the field, and he's in some pain. But we'll see again here, Allen connecting to Oliver. He's able to bypass a couple of North defenders and get a couple good blocks.
Looks like that might be Shields. It's down, writhing in pain at about the 45-yard line. We sure hope he's all right. Having that big impact on special teams. We'll see if we can confirm who that is on the ground. Yeah, that was a great opportunity that North had, picking up that fumble, allowing them to score before the end of the third quarter, but now looks like they're going to have to bring their defense out once again, rely on them to make a stop. Hopefully they don't have any more breakdowns, keep themselves in this game. If you're South, you're just hoping for one big play, as they have had in the past, to score those 2 touchdowns, the 2 leak outs. Big touchdown by Oliver and Edwards. We still have an injured Indian on the field. He hasn't gotten up. We sure hope he's all right.
While we're waiting, we'd like to congratulate Shawnee Mission South teachers Steve Adams and Megan Ernie. Adams was named the Outstanding High School Band Director of the Northeast Region by the Kansas Music Educators Association. And the same organization named Ernie the Outstanding Middle School Band Director of the Northeast Region. Congratulations to Steve Adams and Megan Ernie for that accomplishment. As we're coming back, the injured Indian is now up and being helped off the field. He is gingerly walking off the field. Most likely, you'd have to assume his night is done.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You hate to see kids like this getting hurt, but injuries are part of the game, and we've got a great staff to help get these guys rehabilitated and back on the playing field as soon as possible. See if we can confirm who that is. That may be Greg Sloan, who's an important defensive end for the Indians. Yes, that is Greg Sloan, who's had a big impact on that for the Indians on the night. Looks like it could be some sort of knee injury.
They're going to have players take him off. He is putting
knee or ankle, definitely a lower,
it's on his
lower
left
body
leg.
extremity.
We wish him a quick recovery and hope he's going to be all right.
Very important aspect to this North defense. Let's see how they can respond to the loss of him. Also a very athletic basketball player for the Indians, important to them as well.
Coming back to the game, there is 12 seconds and counting. Shawnee Mission South has the ball at the Indian 42. Oliver's going to roll left here, throw across his body, flag down, but he is connected to Edwards, who makes a move and is going to be tackled. Loses the ball out of bounds about the 26, but there is a flag in the backfield, possibly a holding call off of that bootleg. There's 1 second left, but you can see that determination by Edwards.
We'll confirm the call here.
Illegal motion, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
So that pass to Edwards canceled out, and South is penalized, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Shawnee Mission South adds 1 touchdown, making it 17-0.
And I think we are going to send it down to our sideline reporter Tegan now for a interview.
Okay, here we are at the end of the third quarter with Mr. Adams, the band director of Shawnee Mission South. How do you feel the band has been doing so far? They're playing right now.
Well, they're having a great time. When we do pep band, it's for fun. It's a volunteer group. Students lead it. They do get extra credit, but we do our hard work back at South on the marching field.
And I understand that you got a band teacher award. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm in a group called the Northeast Kansas Band Directors Association. It's Kansas City, Lawrence, Topeka, and I was nominated by Penny Sneed, the director over at Northwest, a good buddy of mine, and my colleagues voted me as winning that award. So it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm also really touched by it.
Okay, how do you feel the crowd's been doing, and do you hope the game's going well?
Well, it looks like we're going to get a win tonight, which is always fun. I hope the band's helping to cheer the team on and the folks in the stands. It's getting a little colder, so we need them to heat us up.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to you guys at the booth.
All right, thank you, Tegan, and congratulations again to Mr. Adams. We're going to take it back now. It is the fourth quarter. It's 1st and 10 on the 40. There is a penalty down as we start the fourth.
Looks like it could be possible false start, which would take him back to Another 5-yard penalty.
Before the snap, encroachment defense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, and it's still first down.
So that encroachment call on the Indians.
So that's going to cancel out that illegal motion penalty, but it's going to be important because it canceled out that big catch and run by Nick Oliver at the other side of the quarter break. As you see there, Ryan Lonergan, head coach of the Raiders.
Here's Allen now. He gets an open pass now. It looks like it's Allen connects on that pass to number 10 for Shawnee Mission South, Brendan Brooks, who had an interception earlier in this game. And connect for the first time tonight.
Just a quick slant pattern there, and the Indians totally blew their coverage. Don't know if the loss of Sloan had anything to do with that, but just total miscommunication by the Indians, allowing that gain by the Raiders.
All right, so it's 1st and 10 now. Looks like miscommunication there for Shawnee Mission South, as Allen had to take it. He was looking for his running back, but the running back was on the other side, so Allen just had to run a bootleg real quick. Allen did a good job on the improv right there.
Yeah, good heads-up play there by Allen to pick up the first down and more. As the clock continues to tick down on the Indians' hopes of getting their first win. We're at 11 minutes now as South leads North 17-0.
Allen's in shotgun again, but yet another whistle. Timeout called by Shawnee Mission South.
Just a reminder that Shawnee Mission's 51st annual college clinic is coming right up from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. on October 16th at Shawnee Mission East High School. Prospective college students will be able to meet with representatives from colleges and universities from across the country and learn more about higher education.
Sounds like a great opportunity. I went to that last year, was able to see a lot more colleges than I normally would have just visiting.
A great opportunity that the school district provides at Shawnee Mission East.
So we're coming back now. Shawnee Mission South once again knocking on North's door to get into the end zone. You'd have to imagine if South scores here that this game might be put out of reach and might be over.
Yeah, North's going to have to make some big stops here to swing the momentum their way and put some points up on the board, more importantly.
Here's Allen now running left side. He's got pressure. He steps up, slings it. He's got pass to Nick Oliver, who dives for a first down. It's a pretty good play there by Shawnee Mission South.
As you see here, drops back is Allen and avoids the sack by Mitchell, steps up in the pocket. Great play there to Oliver. Picking up the first down. North defense has got to step up.
Quick shot of all the pink in the crowd representing Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I have on a pink tie. It's a good cause. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. That play is stacked up. Great defense there by Shawnee Mission North.
And that is that man, Jonathan Pressler again. Standing up the run.
That was a great defensive play there by Pressler. Throwing off his man like he wasn't even there and just taking down the running back.
Resulting in a loss of 2, unfortunately. We've got another injured Raider on the field. Looks like he might just be cramping out. Stretching him out. Teammate helping him up as the trainer comes out, talks to him, making sure he's all right. Coach Lonergan. Sure hope he's all right.
Looks like that's number 68, Trent Flagler. He's having a little bit of cramps. There's a shot at Greg Sloan, icing his knee.
Sure hope both players are all right. Hate to see him get hurt, and such a great opportunity to play football for their high school team. And we would just like to congratulate once again Miss Connie Gandy, the medical science coordinator from Shawnee Mission North, who was selected to be a master teacher representative from Kansas by the National Consortium for Health Science.
It's a great award for Miss Gandy. South player is now up. That is number 68, Trent Flagler. And he's walking off on his own power. Like we said, we think it's cramped, but we hope he's all right either way.
Second and 12, South.
All right, we're coming back now. It is 2nd and 12. They're at the Indians 19. Allen's dropping back. It's a little pass in the flat. That lands short. He was looking for KJ Edwards, but that ball did not arrive.
Looks like Danny Pressler got his hands on that pass. Younger brother of Jonathan Pressler, who's been having a great game. Wonderful big brother, little brother duo on the Shawnee Mission North line. Got bright futures in the program.
Third and 12. Shawnee Mission North is looking for a stop to keep them alive in this game. Here comes Allen rolling right. And he tucks it and he's going to run for it, but he's going to be hit by number 72 for the Indians, Daryl Jackson. Does not appear he got all the yardage he needed as he was ran down pretty well.
Looks like Allen's done a great job of avoiding that pressure for the most part. Maceo Mitchell's been in the backfield for the Indians multiple times, but just unable to finish off with the sack. As you see there, Schneider warming up, hoping to poise himself and the team for a late comeback victory with almost 9 minutes remaining.
Looks like
in the game.
Shawnee Mission South is going to take a timeout
Shawnee
here.
Mission.
As play clock was running down, they're going to think over whether or not they want to run for it, or kick the field goal. Community members are invited to view Shawnee Mission Board of Education meeting at www.smsd.org. Board meetings are usually held the 2nd and 4th Mondays of every month at 7 p.m. at McKeachin Administrative Center at 7235 Antioch Road.
That would be the same channel that you are watching right now if you're watching us. If you're watching us online, it's going to be on that same website as well.
We have just over 9 minutes to go in this game. A big play is going to be coming up right here. This could be a deciding factor in the game, whether or not Shawnee Mission North defense can hold Shawnee Mission South one more time to give their offense one more chance at getting something on the board, or if Shawnee Mission South can get this first down or possibly a touchdown here and put this game out of reach.
Yeah, this is a pivotal point in the game. Like you said, we'll see what goes down. Looks like South is not bringing their special teams onto the field. They're going to go for it. Let's see what North can do.
Marshall Bland's in the backfield. Allen takes it. He's going to pass it. He rolls right. And that ball is dropped. That is a great defensive stand there by North. That looks like number 12 for the Indians, Jeff Bridges, as we'll see here.
Play action fake. Good little passing route, but broken up. Perez got his hand on it, and Bridges made sure that the deflection wasn't caught. So the Indians take over. They'll have 1st and 10 on their own 14-yard line.
Here's Schneider. Couple of fakes. Somebody has the ball. And it looks like that was Shields. That was great. Great couple of fakes there by the Indian quarterback, Schneider. Nobody knew really who had the ball.
Running the option play, Schneider coming around on the end around, cutting back, getting himself into open space, and he can really do some good things, as we've seen tonight with that long return that he had earlier and the reception that he has over the middle.
Shawnee Mission North has had a lot of good success with that multiple fake running play. See if they could try it again here. Schneider's going to do a quick throw. Caught, and I was caught by Perez, and he's going to be stood up, holding on to that ball while 3 Raiders are trying to take him down and take the ball at the same time. So that was good strength by Perez. Hold on to that.
It looks like just a great standard passing pattern. Raiders are playing deep on their coverage. Don't want to get beat downfield for a big gain. Maybe Shawnee Mission North sees an opportunity there to just keep plucking away at this deficit. Short yards, keep picking up first downs. Looks like they're going to the air again.
That time it connects to Patterson, who's still on his feet. Shawnee Mission North putting together a couple of good drives, or a couple of good plays right here. After Schneider connected first to Perez and now to Patterson.
A good effort, second effort there by Patterson to pick up the extra yards. As the clock continues to run under 8 minutes now, so the Indians have really got to go quick. Can't take a lot of time on this play clock. They've really got to get the ball moving downfield.
That's the Shields again. He's going to take it. He's going to cut it out to the outside, and he's got some space. He's dragged down.
Great run by Shields there on the reverse once again, as you see here.
Thought about taking it up the middle. Instead bounces it out to the outside. Good tackle there for number 10, Brendan Brooks. But North is steadily moving the ball up the field. They started back on their own, about 14-yard line. Brendan Brooks was shook up on that play. He's walking off on his own power, though. We hope he's going to be all right.
Gain on the play. First and 10 Indians. From the south, 34 yards.
7:38 remaining in the game. Indians have got a good drive going here. Third set of downs this drive. Let's see what they can do with it, see if they can capitalize.
Schneider drops back. He does a fake, pump fake, but he's going to be taken down. Number 74, it looked like, for Shawnee Mission South. Got to him first. That was Ned Bingaman, who was able to drag him down with a little bit of help from Demetrius Berry. It might have been a better decision for Snyder to take that sack instead of hurl the ball toward the end zone and risk getting it intercepted. He'll take over here. Oh, wow. That was a great rush there for 43, Rashid.
Quarterback sack, number 43.
As you see here, he just blows by his man, unblocked. Some sort of protection miscommunication there as he comes untouched. That's definitely not somebody that you want to leave
7-yard loss on the play.
open like that. He's going to punish you, as the Indians just were, as they've got 3rd and long now, 3rd and 21. Need a big play here.
Schneider elects for the short screen pass.
Probably not the best decision there by Schneider. I don't know whether he should have checked down to his secondary receiver, but there was just nothing there, even if his receiver Shields would have caught the ball. So I guess the Indians are going to have to bring on their punt team. They're going to have to start looking towards risking it a little bit more with less than 7 minutes remaining.
It's got to be frustrating for the defense, who just keep getting hold after hold after hold, for the offense not to be able to convert like that. Here's the punts away. Looks like a pretty decent punt, end over end. Bouncing into the end zone, however, for a touchback. So that ball will be at the 20-yard line for Shawnee Mission South.
Touchback
That Indian defense once again marching out, trying to put a stop to the Raider offense.
You see the cheerleaders there trying to get their fans pumped up for one more defensive stop. Not a whole lot of time left in this ball game, so looks like South is trying to put this one away with one good drive here. See what they can do.
All right, here's Allen under center with a sweep pass now.
Got Perez there making the stop once again.
Perez and Bland have been battling each other all year so far, or all day so far.
You see a good show of sportsmanship there as Perez picking him back up. Hopefully being able to knock him back down once again on this next play. See what he can do.
4-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 6. Shawnee Mission South from their own 24-yard line.
Gutierrez there after recovering the fumble. Looking to make something happen here.
Here's Allen under center. Gets it. That ball's on the ground. That is a fumble. We'll see who comes up with possession here. Looks like it's Shawnee Mission South. Does get the ball back. Bland was able to pounce on the ball. Miscommunication there.
Yeah, mental mistakes by South could cost them, but it's a good thing they've got that 17-point cushion. 3 possessions. It's important to have your guys on top of it, as we're now under 5 minutes left in the game. Time is winding down. North's got to make a play, cause a turnover, do something.
No miscommunication there as Bland takes it up the middle. Brought down by Patterson on that one.
Carry by number 7 for South, Michelle Bland. Tackle made for the
Finds the hole, and Patterson just wraps him up before he can get to that first down. We'll have 4th and short. Looks like the Raiders are just going to take this all the way down to the play clock.
From their own 27-yard line.
Use as much time as they can.
So North Indian defense does its job once again. They almost got the punt block there. Fair catch. He fumbled the fair catch, but he does fall on it, so a good job there by Nick Perez not to lose possession of that ball.
Yeah, good penetration there by the Pressler brothers, getting their hands close to that punt.
Following the punt.
Time to see how Shawnee Mission North's offense, we'll see if they saw a little bit of a spark their last drive. Let's see if they can continue that before they got stopped up by penalties.
You know, they kind of got in a flow offensively for the first time last possession, and then they just got tripped up by penalties, like you said, and unfortunately had to punt it away. They've really got to go now with only 4 minutes left in the game. Got to get a quick hitter, get out of bounds.
Schneider's looking left. Flag thrown, and it looks like it is another penalty on Shawnee Mission North, either a false start or illegal motion. We'll see what the referee decides.
Before the snap, ball start. Off 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
So another costly penalty for the Indians. Just keeps moving them backwards. That's what seems to be killing the Indians right now, is just costly penalties. Just making them go the opposite direction. That's what stopped their drive last drive, along with some sacks. Let's see if they can get the yards back right here, though. Schneider in shotgun. Looking left for Perez. He's got Perez.
See if he can get out of bounds.
The referee says he's stayed in bounds. He was dragged down about the 45.
I don't know. We'll see if he stayed in bounds here as he watched the out route and then turns outside to get out of bounds. Looks like he was staying in bounds there, trying to get out.
Schneider rolling and does it incomplete to Shields. Schneider had a lot of pressure on that backside on that time.
Yeah, I recall back in the second quarter when Shields had his man beat, and Schneider just overthrew him. They might need to bring that play back out. Try that again, see if Schneider can drop one in there. And whether or not North can get a quick hitter, maybe a spark of life on their side.
Just over 3.5 to go now. If Shawnee Mission North wants to get back in this game, they've got to get something quickly. Schneider with a quick throw. Incomplete. Off the hands of the receiver. Was not able to reel it in. That looked like Perez. He was not quite able to wrap his hands completely around that. Luckily for the North, there was no Raider safeties behind him ready to pick that off.
Looks like the Indians are going to go for it here. They're sending in Jackson Hinton, and a tight end for the Indians. Maybe a little more power formation. Maybe just another receiver. We'll see how they utilize him.
You have to think for the Indians that at this point in the game, they need to go for it. Do or die right here. Here's Schneider. He's going to roll right. He's being chased. Throws it. And pass interference looks like on Shawnee Mission South, as the ball was behind Patterson, but Shawnee Mission South's defender ran right into Patterson and gave him no shot at the ball. See the official call by the referee here in a second.
Defensive pass interference. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Shawnee Mission North.
So just what Shawnee Mission North needed right there. A defensive penalty, giving them a lot of yardage.
It's going to stop the clock too, which is important with only 3:22 remaining.
Here's Schneider dropping back. He's going to look pretty deep. And that is picked off. That's being picked off now by number 6, Bland. And Bland's going to take it all the way back for a touchdown by Shawnee Mission South. So just when Shawnee Mission North gets a break, Shawnee Mission South takes it right back with an interception return for a touchdown there.
Yeah, as you see here, Schneider looking for Shields on the outside. There's some miscommunication, underthrew the ball a little bit.
Anton Bland said, "Thank you very much," and he just took it all the way back.
Yeah, he said he was tired of his brother Marshall getting all the work on the offensive end, getting all those carries, taking one back himself.
Anton Bland may have just put this game out of reach for Shawnee Mission South, out of reach for Shawnee Mission North rather, and see if this extra point is good.
Yeah, I'd say that's about it for the Indians' hopes of winning this one. They put up a great fight. Defense only allowing two lapses and a couple good field position for the Raiders, and they've gotten fortunate, gotten 24 points on the board, and that's going to be enough. I don't think North can succumb to that lead in 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining left in the game.
So that point after that, Christian Kelly does make it 24-0 Shawnee Mission South. That's got to be a spirit breaker for Shawnee Mission North. We'll see if they're able to rally anything else together after that.
Yeah, I think at this point, Coach Simmons, head coach for North, is really kind of looking forward to the future. He saw a lot of good things today from the defensive side of the ball. Saw a lot of good things from Perez and Schneider. I think they matured as players today. Perez making so many good tackles on defense. Pressler making great stops. And, of course, Schneider making some mature quarterback decisions. Just unfortunately having that interception. And then one, of course, by Patterson earlier in the game, right after Gutierrez picked up that fumble.
Last kickoff, Shields was able to take it pretty far up the sideline. We'll see if Shawnee Mission South decides to kick it to him or risk it again. It's another squib
keep
kick.
it on the ground.
Ball's picked up and right down at about the 33.
Yeah, I think at this point, Coach Simmons, not that he's given up on the team, but he's kind of understood that it's going to be tough to overcome a 24-point lead. He's just going to try to work his offense, work on things that he needs to work on in a true game situation, get a little more experience for his freshman quarterback for years to come, and for the for district playoffs coming up in the final 4 games of the season.
You have to think that you've seen a lot of good things out of Schneider. You've seen maybe some freshman-like things out of Schneider, but you have to think as you see him throw this ball just a little bit long, that as he becomes sophomore, junior, senior, that he's only going to get better. And that his senior year, Shawnee Mission North will have a very dangerous quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. He's already 6'3", 180, and I think he's definitely going to be able to bulk up, if not grow vertically as well. So we'll hope that future is bright for North football.
This will be 2nd down now. Schneider's dropping back, slings it over the middle, and almost picked off again. My number 5, Kendall McCoy, was diving for that ball, but that did not get picked up.
Looks like if it was off the hands of Shields on that one. With under 3 minutes to go now in the game. Third and 10 now after the 2 incompletions. See if the Indians are going to keep it on the ground or whether they're going to air it out one more time.
Schneider has backs to either side of him. They'll be used for blocking. Schneider's going to look deep now. He's got a receiver on the side, looks like Perez. Perez just refusing to go down, just continuing to move forward. Great play by Perez. You see his spirit has not been broken, and he just fought for all those yards even after being hit and stood up like that. That is great effort by Perez.
Now watch there as he catches the ball around the 42-yard line. Just keeps fighting and fighting and fighting, gets all the way out to where they're going to mark him at the 48. Great effort there by Perez.
Here's Schneider now, slings it to the right side. Shields got hit, but he kept up after about a 6-yard passing gain.
Pass from number 4, Will Schneider, to number 25, Isaiah
Great
Shields.
footwork there by Shields to stay up.
By number 6, Anton Bland.
Looks like Shawnee Mission North still has some fight in them. See what they can do with 2 minutes left in the game.
Here's Schneider. He's dropping back. He's got a lot of time. Now he's being rushed. Schneider's going to scramble left side. And incomplete, says the referee. He's looking for
Perez on that one. Or is that's Bridges, number 12. Looks like we're at the 2-minute warning here. High school rules are a little bit differently.
Shawnee Mission North will have a 3rd and a long 3, it looks like. They need to get to the 42 of Shawnee Mission South. Schneider with a quick slant. He does have Patterson. They will have the 1st down. That was a good look. Shawnee Mission North seems to have a lot of success with those quick slant passes. They've been hitting those all night and getting 1st downs off of those.
A great quick hitter there. Patterson, who's been solid for the Indians the last 3 years.
Schneider again. He's going to look deeper this time, but he is being pressured. And that is picked off. 16 for the Raiders. Matt Hollingsworth does get the interception. That may have been a freshman mistake there. May have been better off throwing it out of bounds or running it. Instead, he does throw it, and it does get picked off by number 16.
Yeah, one thing I noticed there is Schneider's looking at Perez the whole time, expecting him to get open, and triple coverage due to Perez's success tonight is just not a good recipe for Schneider to get a completion, and unfortunately he throws that interception there. He's got to learn to look at his 2nd and 3rd options, survey the field, We've seen some good decisions by Schneider. We've seen some poor decisions by Snyder, but it's a learning process. He's a freshman. He's got plenty of time to learn and grow.
Patient defense, 12 men on the field. It's a 15-yard penalty from the spot.
So Shawnee Mission North actually catches a break. The defense had too many men on the field, and instead of it being Raider ball, it is now Shawnee Mission North ball, moved way up to about the 23-yard line. So that is a big break for the Indians. As Schneider now looking, he's going to go deep for the end zone. He does have a man. Incomplete. That would have been a good look. He was looking for Shields.
All right, Schneider showing off his arm strength, knowing we've been talking about him. Good demonstration of the power that he's got in that arm.
Shields was open on that fly route. And Schneider almost hit him. That did hit Shields in the hand. That could have been a catchable ball. That was a pretty good pass there by Shields. Or pass there by Schneider, I should say. Now it's 2nd and 10 at the 28.
Let's see if the Indians can put the ball in the end zone at the end of this game.
The pump fake from the quick slant route. He does hit Perez.
Good pump and go play right there. Perez is definitely their go-to receiver, as you see here.
You can also see a
pretty on that pump fake.
Pretty decent hit there by Tyler Purdue of Shawnee Mission South.
Reminding Perez that just because he catches the ball doesn't mean that he's not going to have anything easy. Got a minute 29 remaining. Timeout taken by the Raiders as the Indians are knocking on the door of the end zone.
There are plenty of opportunities on the calendar to enjoy the work of the talented Shawnee Mission Culinary Arts students. Enjoy Broadmoor's Baking Fridays, Wednesday night dinners, or take part in the Bistro's Garden Dinner series and help support the restaurant's efforts to build an educational chef's garden. Visit www.broadmoorbistro.com for more information. Coming back now, Shawnee Mission North has gotten a couple of breaks. They just need to be able to capitalize on it here.
Yeah, I think it's near impossible for the Indians to come back and get a W on this one, but I think Coach Simmons is searching for something that he's got to look forward to as district playoffs are coming up. Every team's in a four-team district. Play each of those teams. 2 teams with the best records go to the actual playoffs.
Schneider's pass deflected at the line of scrimmage there. That'll bring up a 2nd down.
That's one where Schneider's just got to realize what he's doing and not get stuck in that mentality of he's got to run the play exactly how it's drawn up, because you're not always going to know how the defense is going to react and what they're going to give you. So
2nd down for the Indians. They're at the 12-yard line. Schneider's going to drop back, and he's going to look for the end zone. He's got a corner shot. Touchdown, Shawnee Mission North. After the great catch there by number 2, Nick Perez, I should say.
Nick Perez has been a workhorse for the Indians tonight, making multiple tackles on the defensive end and going up to get that one, as you can see there. Bringing it down, scoring the Indians' first points of the night. Making the score 24-6. Some impressive by the Indians. That is his 4th touchdown on the season.
Shawnee Mission North is electing to go for 2 here. Here comes Schneider. He's just going to throw it up. It's incomplete. So the Indians do not get the extra points. So the score is right now 24-6. Shawnee Mission South over Shawnee Mission North.
Minute 20 remaining. Let's see whether the Indians try to pull out that onside kick again that they tried at the very beginning of the football game.
Going back to that touchdown pass. Will Schneider has been hooking up with Nick Perez all night tonight with those slant passes. You have to be impressed with the way that Schneider was able to place that ball just greatly in that back corner of the end zone.
Change your life through learning. Change your life at Johnson County Community College. Call 913-469-3803.
Coach Simmons there has to be happy with his offensive drive there. First series that they've actually gotten something going. They got that fortunate call that Raiders had too many men on the field that reversed that interception. And so he's been able to see that mistake, but actually not have to deal with the penalty.
So here comes the kickoff for the Indians. You can tell the Shawnee Mission South is going to be expecting this onside kick because they only have one man back, and the rest of their team is up at about the 50-yard line. 50 is where the ball has to cross for the Indians to be able to pick it up, and here comes the kick.
Live ball. Looks like the Raiders have jumped on it.
Raiders have recovered.
So the Indians will have one more defensive test probably left for them. Let's see if they can keep the Raiders out of the end zone. I'm sure Coach Lonergan for the Raiders would like to work on some things offensively. Even if this game's out of reach, he'd like to improve his lead and improve his team. Looks like we're going to have a re-kick.
Looked like there was an offsides for the Indians as they've moved back 5 yards. You have to wonder why South didn't decline that, just that they would have possession and wouldn't have to risk the idea of having another re-kick where North could have recovered.
Let's see if the Indians can jump on this one. Live ball, and it looks like it's jumped on by Nick Oliver, who has had himself a game today. He's got a touchdown pass, handful of receptions.
Balls recovered by Shawnee Mission South, number 44, Nick Oliver. First and 10 South from the 50-yard line.
So with only a minute and 14 seconds remaining, Shawnee Mission South will take over at the 50-yard line. You have to imagine they would just run the ball out, if not take a knee. Shawnee Mission North does have 2 timeouts remaining, but it appears that this game might be out of hand. They are electing not to take any knees. They are going to run the ball out.
Yeah, you just hope nobody gets hurt on this last minute 20.
Bland is not letting this Indian defense rest.
You see there, Bland hitting the hole.
Timeout taken by Shawnee Mission North.
Stood up by Shields and tackle made by Bridges.
You have to imagine that if Shawnee Mission South does get this first down here, that this game would be over. Shawnee Mission North only has 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah,
so
there needs to be a lot of things to go Indians' way for them to get a W on this one. That's why I think South will like to keep the ball on the ground. 2 hands on the ball while rushing. Fundamental football. We would just like to remind everyone that thanks to generous community support, a new fund has been created that will help meet students' needs and help make sure all Shawnee Mission students have the best opportunity for success. To find out more, visit www.smef.org.
Come back to the game now. We have Allen. Kind of fell forward, it looks like. I don't think he got the first down. And another timeout's going to be taken by Shawnee Mission North to be able to stop the clock. They are now out of timeouts.
Yeah, Coach Simmons is a competitor. He's not giving up on this one.
Shawnee Mission North can hold Shawnee Mission South again. They will have an opportunity to get the ball back, I believe. So we won't see the Indian defense quit here, I imagine.
see Coach Lonergan talking to his players, telling them exactly what he expects out of them, things they need to improve from this game. Every team has room for improvement. Big play here. Let's see what happens.
Allen will take it. Yeah, he will run up for a couple yards. He is now ran for first down. And you have to imagine that now they can just simply kneel the ball.
Yeah, looks like they'll have time to get about one more play off.
6-yard gain on the play.
We'll have complete post-game coverage. The interview from Coach Lonergan at the end of the game. Post-game reaction.
Doesn't look like Shawnee Mission South's going to kneel the ball. Looks like they will elect to throw it. Okay. And instead, number 57 again for the Indians. Jonathan Pressler might as well be credited for that sack. He was able to get a hand on Allen before he hit the ground.
Looks like that will about do it as clock's running down. Doesn't look like South's going to get up to run off another play.
Just an interesting fact as this game ends. Shawnee Mission South now improves their record to 3-3. Shawnee Mission North has now fallen to 0-6. Interesting fact, we called out for the Indians, we called out number 57, Jonathan Pressler, a lot. He could be credited with about 3 sacks this game. He only had 1 coming into this game, so he had a really great game, I'd say, for the Indians.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick Perez saw a lot of great things out of him. Looks like he'll probably have some all-conference honors coming his way toward the end of the season. Great, talented kid.
In terms of the Raiders, you saw their multitude of running backs. Once again, you see the score, 24 for Shawnee Mission South and 6 for the Shawnee Mission North.
You see there, great acts of sportsmanship toward the end of the game. We sure wish our best to players from both teams that were injured. Hope that they are going to have a steady and quick recovery. Get back on the field as soon as they can. See there, Pressler.
For all the injuries that we had tonight, we hope everybody's going to be up and all right in a little bit.
As you see there, Coach is talking to his players. Try to get post-game coverage with the victorious coach, Coach Ryan Lonergan, for the Raiders.
Coming up tonight was the final matchup before district play starts. So right after next week and the next 2 weeks after that, our district play. These are what counts. Your normal regular season record does not matter here. It all comes down to districts. You win 2 games and you are moving on to the playoffs.
Absolutely. Essentially, this is a preseason for the players. Maybe that's what Coach Simmons' approach was, just to get his guys better and ready for the district. But I'm sure he's a very competitive guy, really wanted to win this one. And Coach Lonergan, also a very great coach. Wishing both teams the best as district roll around. I know Shawnee Mission North plays Shawnee Mission West next week, and that'll be our pink out game as our tribute to breast cancer awareness.
Good shot there of Sloan, who we know went out for the injury. He does have ice on that knee, so it does look like a knee injury. We hope he is going to be all right, because it does look like he was a key part of that North defense.
Yeah, we wish him the best. And we hope to see Markeem Abdul back for the Raiders. Very explosive electric player. And I'm sure they're missing him, his presence on the team.
We see Abdul. I can see Abdul down there on the side, right in their south huddle right now. Not sure why he was Not sure what the reason was he wasn't playing tonight, but he did not. South did fine without him. So
he could have just been resting him before districts. Big important part. They don't want to get him hurt. Maybe he's nursing an injury. Maybe they're just preventing it from happening in the future. As Abdul comes over and wishes Sloan the best. It looks like South has broken their huddle. They're heading back to the locker room. We'll get post-game coverage as soon as we can from Coach Lonergan. Coach Simmons still talking to his players about things to improve on.
All right, now Tegan is with Coach Lonergan right now. Tegan?
Okay, here we are with Coach Lonergan. Just wanting to check to see how he feels about the game.
You know, our kids played hard. I don't think we played our best football, but, you know, they played hard beginning to end, and that's what we ask of them, and it always feels good to get a win.
All right, good job tonight. Congratulations, and thank you very much. Have a good night. Back to you guys at the booth.
All right, thank you, Tegan. As you saw, Shawnee Mission South came out on top 24-6.
We'd like to thank Tegan down below with our field interview. We'd like to thank Tom Stevens being our director and putting this program together. Everybody that's working so hard to make this production happen. We'd just like to thank you guys for watching, and see you later.